Yo, what's going on, fools? This is going to be the start of a weekly series where I do more general tips. So basically, I'm just going to take random tips I learned throughout the week and put them in each video. So if you guys like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that ravishing like button down below. It really motivates me to make more videos like this. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with the first move, which is a new high ground retake using a half ramp. Now this move got released on Reddit this past week, but there's a bunch of pages that uploaded it, so I'm not quite sure who made it, but this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to break it down into 3 easy steps that you can practice. Step 1, make sure you're in the middle of your ramp. Step 2, edit your ramp in half. And step 3, jump on the floor, and you can continue on from there. When you're at step 3, you want to make sure when you jump that you're going forward when you go onto your floor, because if you don't go forward, you're going to fall right back. Just make sure you're going forward, and to practice this, just make sure you're standing on the half ramp and just practice jumping on the floor. Eventually, once you got that down, you can throw all the moves together and start doing them much more consistent. So to compare these to normal 90s, you'll see from the slow-mo that the new high ground retake is just a little bit slower. That being said, I could have done the new high ground retake just a little bit faster, but it's not that big of a deal. This move is just more flashy and something you can show off in front of your friends. Moving on to the next move, which is a cheeky peek you can do with the sniper that I got from my friend Viking. So to do it, you want to make sure you're in a box that looks something like this, and then go over to the wall and edit a T shape. From there, you can shoot at any of the cracks in between the walls. Just be careful because you can get shot by your enemy through the cracks, but it's not that likely that they know this move. Next up, for the launch pad tip, I'm going to show you how to fully cover your launch pad after using it. So to do this move, what you want to do is place a cone over your launch pad and then go over to the edge of the launch pad. From there, you just want to edit one corner of the cone and then confirm it, which is going to shoot you into the sky. This move is really helpful because it's going to prevent people from using your launch pad and following you. Next up, we got a trap tip that I learned from the Trap King Cypher PK. So ever since they updated the traps to place a wall behind it automatically, you can place traps at a much greater distance. So to take advantage of this, you could do a horizontal edit across your wall and place a trap over your enemy while you're inside your box. And from your opponent's point of view, they can't see the trap, and by the time they hear it, it's already too late. Just make sure to crouch or reset your wall afterwards so they don't have a chance of shooting you. Next up, we got a fake out move from Martos. So to do this move, what you want to do is edit the top 3 boxes in the left corner of your wall. That way your enemy thinks they have a right hand peek on you. But when they jump to shoot you, reset the wall and edit it the opposite way. That way you have the shot on them. This move takes a little bit to practice, and when you're doing it, you kind of want to stand close to the wall so your enemy can't see you. Up next, we got a cool phase trick you can do to catch your enemy off guard. So to do this, what you want to do is place a ramp right at your head so you're phasing through it, and edit the top 3 boxes of your wall. From there, you want to confirm the edit and jump, which is going to propel you forward out of your box. Again, you got to work on getting the timing on this right, but once you get it, it's really good because your opponent will not expect it. The next tip is from Liquid Poach, and it's going to help you phase into someone's box. So to do this, you want to edit the 2 boxes diagonal of each other on the floor. Then you want to confirm the edit right when you're at this spot, and you can just pickaxe your wall and it's going to push you into your enemy's box. Now in my phasing video I did way back, I did a similar move that looks something like this. This one I personally prefer because for me it's much more consistent. And as you can see from the enemy's point of view, even if they're turbo building, you'll get into their box.
It's time for the bonus tip.
So for the bonus tip, I'm going to show you how to use a shockwave to get into your enemy's box. So whenever your enemy is turtling, what you want to do is make sure you go 3 floors away from his box. From there, you want to turn around and aim your shockwave right at the bottom of the wall. This is going to shoot you into the back of your opponent's box and at the same time break all the structures along the way. The cool thing about this is that from your enemy's point of view, they cannot see behind them. So while they're sitting there with their finger in their bum, you got the free shot. That wraps it up for this week's tips. Don't forget to comment down something below because that really helps with my engagement. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.